Okay, so first of all, make your floor plan similar to this, or however you want. Ours was 3 by 4 meters, and then work out how many 2400 by 1200 sheets of ply you need. We just use the cheap 12mm stuff. And then what you see here is that those larger tiles there, the full sheets, and the other ones are cut up. And just make sure when you stick them together, top and bottom, they don't meet up in the seams. Okay, so next you prep your area, just fill all the gaps and holes with some kind of filler, and then sand it all off, clean it, and make sure it's all nice and flat. Okay, so next get all your materials together. This is our garage where we're going to do the 3 by 4 meter suspended dance floor. There's all our glues and some tape and stuff, caulking gun. There's the floor plan, just explained, and outside in the sun, just flattening out all the sheets with some 20 kilo concrete bags just to flatten them down. These are the foam pads. You can buy this foam, I'll mention what it's called later, and just cut it into like 50 or 60, 70mm squares. Yeah, so once you're all ready, it's time to get into the work. Okay, so we chose to lay down some Builder's black polythene just to protect the dance floor from any moisture in the future. Okay, so yeah, just glue down with some really good adhesive the foam pads about 200mm apart, and just step them in sort of 20-30mm from the edges of the ply. Just sort of set your sheets up with your bottom layer so they can, once all the pads are glued on, they can just be flipped over and butted up to each other with some glue. Okay, so this is just what it looks like when it's all ready. Probably need to leave those pads overnight, so like I say 12 hours to glue properly, so they don't slide away when the sheets get flipped over, and the soundtrack and dancer is optional. Okay, so random waste on the back lawn. So this is the 2 layers glued together. So the first layer, you know, as explained earlier, it's flipped over and all the seams glued, and when you put the top layer on, sorry we haven't got any footage or photos of that, just make sure that none of the seams match up, they need to overlap. Use some kind of weight like concrete pads to keep things down and give it the jump test. Okay, so then you just need to fill in all the gaps and any other holes in your ply, let it cure, sand it off, leave the concrete pads on so it stays flat, and just make sure it's all clean. Okay, so this is just a little side profile just showing the 2 layers with the foam suspension underneath. We actually ended up putting extra little bits around the outside of the floor. Okay, so this is the dance floor all assembled. 2 layers of 12mm ply with all of the seams offset, not matched up. EVA foam at about 60-70mm in size, every 200mm underneath, and all the gaps filled. And just make sure that it's all nice and clean, ready for painting. You need undercoats and top coats, and plenty of it for durability. Okay, so we forgot to get footage of the undercoating, sorry about that, but we did 3 undercoats, and each time we patched up and smoothed off any imperfections, and then we put on 6 coats of this top coat, and it's just a fence paint, because you don't want ultra sheen, you just want a light sheen for dancing. Okay, so this is a couple of days after those 9 coats of paint have nicely cured, and it's looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but you know, it'll do exactly what it's supposed to do, and that's provide a dance floor for my daughter who's looking to make a career out of dance. And yeah, my classic car, my 1937 Morris 8, gets relegated to the carport for a while at least, until she's out of here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Ask me any questions if you need to.